Today, we're going to be talking about Joe Biden's vice president pick. This will be the most important vice president pick in history. This will make or break the election for Joe Biden. Don't move. Keep it locked. Joe Biden has said he will release who his vice president pick will be August the 1st. But until then, we have a little time. So, what do we know already?
I committed that if I'm elected president, have an opportunity to appoint someone to the courts, I'll appoint the first black woman to the courts. It's required that they have representation now. It's long overdue. Secondly, if I'm elected president, my cabinet, my administration will look like the country. And I commit that I will, in fact, I'll pick a woman to be vice president.
Now, with that being said, let's get to the list. So, I'm just going to X out a few right now because they definitely not going to make it. So, Corey, how you going to X out all the white women like that? I didn't X out all the white women. What I did, I X'd out all the middle-aged white women with blonde hair. With this Karen movement going on, Joe Biden would be crazy to pick any three of them women. Black Twitter would go crazy on Joe Biden. He will be done with it. Now on to the second round. We're going to be talking about the most popular picks that did not make it to the final round. First off is Stacey Abrams.
But people often refer to you as the first black female governor. That's the one thing they say. They go, she could be the first black female governor. And then they go, and her opponent, and then they'll mention all the things that he's running on. His platform is this, but she could be black and a governor. Do you feel like sometimes people only focus on the fact that you would be making history and not on the fact that you would be actually doing the job?
I think sometimes there is a Crayola version of policymaking that happens where they do focus on color.
Right.
My mission is to talk about issues, to talk about education, and to talk about why it's so critical that we create jobs for everyone that pay a good wage.
As Trevor Noah alluded to, Stacey Abrams has no works. She has no experience. She is most known for working on voting rights issues. Well, liberals love to talk about voter suppression. Well, I tell you, Popeye's Chicken did an excellent job of voter suppression when they released them that chicken sandwich. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We gonna move on to the next.
To your point of how Michigan is actually doing, the New York Times reported that yesterday that Michigan saw the largest drop in percent of people staying at home last week, despite this stringent stay-at-home orders remaining in effect, more than the states that have had relaxed restrictions. So some small business owners are actually risking jail time to reopen. Do you think you're being too restrictive is actually having the opposite effect in your state? And can you really claim success with these kind of numbers of people deciding to defy you?
Oh, okay. Okay, so we've lost our guest, but we'll hopefully have her back in a second with us.
Gretchen, where you going, Gretchen? Gretchen, where you going? Governor Gretchen has experience, but as you can see, it's not very good experience. I'm glad I live in Texas. My God. On to the next one.
About violent protests in Atlanta, I did what a mother would do. I called my son and I said, "Where are you?" I said, "I cannot protect you and black boys shouldn't be out today. So you're not gonna out-concern me and out-care about where we are in America." I wear this each and every day, and I pray over my children each and every day. So what I see happening on the streets of Atlanta is not Atlanta. This is not a protest. This is not in the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. This is chaos. A protest has purpose. When Dr. King was assassinated, we didn't do this to our city. So if you love this city that has had a legacy of black mayors and black police chiefs and people who care about this city, where more than 50% of the business owners in Metro Atlanta are minority business owners. If you care about this city, then go home.
Keisha Bottoms. She handles herself very well. She is one of my favorites, honestly. And she was an early supporter of Biden and the difficult situation she has going on in Atlanta with all the riots and police calling out because they don't get a lot of support. I think she's handling it fairly well. And I think she will be a nice VP, but I just personally feel like she doesn't have enough experience. So, on to the final round. We're going to call this the final four. We got Val Demings, we got Susan Rice, we got Elizabeth Warren, and we have Kamala Harris. So I picked these women because they meet the criteria that Joe Biden is looking for. Number one, they are all women. Number two, which is so important, they have experience. Joe Biden, he is looking for somebody that is going to be ready on day one. That if something happens to him, he has medical problems, they are ready to step in and he can be confident that they can lead this country with no problem. Number three, the fit. They have to fit with Joe Biden. He's not going to come and have a VP that doesn't like him. He has to have a VP that he can get along with, feel he can trust, but also, just like when Obama chose him as VP, he needs somebody that fills the gaps that he doesn't fill. Joe Biden is an old white man, and he needs somebody that's healthy. He needs somebody that covers lanes that he can't cover. That will help him become whole to meet certain demographics that he needs to win the election versus Donald Trump. And last but not least, I'm going to say this. He needs diversity. And I would highly advise him to choose a black woman as VP. First, we're going to talk about Susan Rice. Susan Rice was Obama's former national security advisor. So she has experience in foreign affairs. But I believe she did a horrible job. Well, maybe that's too strong. I think she did a bad job. Democrats used to be known for being a peaceful party, but Obama was in all type of wars and she was a part of that. Let's move on. Next up, we're going to be talking about Elizabeth Warren.
According to some polls, you are the top choice for Democratic voters as far as who they would like to see as a vice presidential choice. Is that something that would interest you? Have you had any conversations about that?
So I not talked with people about it. Look, I'm focused right now on this crisis. Last week we were negotiating the $2 trillion bill to try to support healthcare workers and try to support our economy. And now I'm pushing hard on this oversight part of it, sending these letters, for example, Secretary Manu. That's just where my attention is focused right now. And frankly, I think it'd be presumptuous for me to be doing it.
Out of all the candidates, Elizabeth Warren might be the most liked and the most popular candidate in the race. She is the progressive, and she is the one that is most closely to Bernie Sanders. She's the one that been talking about tax the rich and free college and free health care. She's been talking about all that stuff. So she is the most liked and the most progressive, but I think it will be a great mistake for Biden to choose her.
Pocahontas? Well, no, she's... Look, she is...
It's very offensive.
You tell me. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Pocahontas?
See, I knew you was a Trump supporter. I knew it. Hey, Stop playing with me. I'm a conservative, but I am not no Trump supporter. Man, Elizabeth Warren is the one that lied about being an Indian anyway. It wasn't me. Hey, it's Native American, Corey. And yeah, you're right. She did lie. But how you gonna be a conservative and don't vote for Donald Trump? Explain that to me. Hey, my bad. Native American. And yeah, I'm a conservative. I'm a never Trumper. And I got a video coming out soon to explain that. Now, on to the next one. Next up is Val Demings. She is my favorite out the pack. Let's go to the clip.
I grew up poor, but my parents were good, decent, honest people who taught me to be decent and respectful. They taught me to work hard and play by the rules and treat others the way that I want to be treated. You see, I was the first in my family to go to college, and after graduation, I joined the Orlando Police Department and started out as a patrol officer working midnight shift. But the story does not end there. I had the awesome opportunity of working my way up through the ranks to become Orlando's first woman chief of police. And now I am privileged to serve in Congress. But hear me clearly. I believe that only in America can a little black girl, the daughter of a maid and a janitor growing up in the South in the 60s, have such an amazing opportunity. So regardless of the spirited, sometimes painful political debates, no one can make me give up on America. You see, I believe in the promise of America because I've seen the promise of America. I come before you tonight as an American dream realized.
Last but not least, the woman who I believe that will be Joe Biden's BP pick is Kamala Harris.
Campaign 2020 and former Vice President Joe Biden may be very close to choosing a running mate. And tonight, all eyes are on California Senator Kamala Harris. KPIX5's Betty Yu with what she has to offer to Biden's campaign. Betty?
Ken, many Democrats believe that Senator Harris has more political and governing credibility than other potential picks. And in several interviews, she has said that she would be honored to serve with Biden.
There was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
It's a mischaracterization of my position across the board. I did not praise racist.
It was a memorable debate exchange. Now Senator Kamala Harris is seen as a favorite on former Vice President Joe Biden's list of possible running mates.
There's a feistiness we already know between Harris and Biden that could work to their advantage if they work together. And it could also be a challenge for the party to galvanize around.
San Jose State journalism professor Bob Rucker said Biden's VP pick also needs to understand how to work with people, and particularly the boss, to get things done in this country. If she's chosen, Harris would be the first Black and Indian American woman to be nominated on a major party's presidential ticket.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Kamala Harris is not my favorite. She comes out as very fake to me, not authentic. She is a platinum politician. Boy, she be working that stage, boy. I can tell you, she can debate. She's very feisty. If I can say one upside to Kamala, she can compete with Donald Trump on the debate stage. She can work with it. I tell you that. And she has experience. And she is not scared, and she's not gonna be intimidated at the moment, and she gonna play her cards right, and she gonna support Joe Biden. I tell you that. I'm gonna end it off like this. Kamala Harris is the front runner, and she is the establishment pick. Politically, she is the right pick. Elizabeth Warren, she is the progressive pick, and she is the most liked and she's the favorite, the crowd favorite. She caters to the Bernie Sanders wing of the Democratic Party, Val Demings. She is the right pick, and she's my favorite. She reminds me of one of those mothers that will give you tough love. And with her experience as being a police chief, and now she has experience in Congress, she can take that experience and use it so well. And she don't play no games. You should have saw in the impeachment hearings, she was working with it. I'm telling you. And she can use her experience as the police chief and her experience as a black woman coming up in poverty to heal this country, because she understands both sides. She can take all this experience she have and bring the country together. Now, I'm gonna say this, Joe Biden. If you do anything, please pick a black woman for your VP. Because if you do not pick a black woman for your VP, you will lose the election. And I am not trying to see another 4 years of Donald J. Trump. All right? Y'all have a great day. Be blessed.